I love watching and creating end of the year wrap-up videos. So today is the first of my Best of 2023 series, starting with foundations. I am going to very loosely rank the 10 foundations/skin tints that I tried in 2023. With 10 foundations to get through, I am going to have to whip through fairly quickly, mini review style, but I do have dedicated video reviews or try-ons for most of the products, which I will link below if you would like to see these products in action. If this sounds fun to you, throw this video a thumbs up and let's get into it. Before we get into the ranking, just a little about my skin and my foundation preferences. My 64-year-old skin is really quite dry. Still dry, but closer to normal in the summer. Extremely dry in these winter months. As far as foundation, my preference is for a light to medium coverage with a finish that ranges anywhere from a natural satin skin-like finish all the way to radiant, luminous, and glowy. Matte foundations just tend to suck the life out of my skin and can actually make me look drier and older. Of the 10 foundations that I tried this year, there are only a couple of actual fails. Otherwise, for the most part, I got pretty lucky and enjoyed most of the products that I tried, which did make ranking a little bit challenging. So we are going to start at the bottom with my least favorite foundation that I tried in 2023. In the number 10 position, we have Makeup by Mario Surreal Skin Foundation. This runs $40 and it comes in 30 shades, and it claims to have a long wear, flexible, buildable coverage with a natural skin-like finish. It is fragrance-free, cruelty-free, and does not contain any drying alcohol. Actually, none of the products I'm sharing with you today contain any drying denatured alcohol. Makeup by Mario is also SPF free, which does not bother me at all because I always wear a dedicated standalone SPF. I know I sound like a broken record when I say we cannot rely on our makeup for our sun protection. SPF in foundation is a bonus at best. This is a foundation that really caught my eye. I was really excited to give it a try when it first launched early in 2023. Makeup by Mario is a great brand, and who doesn't want surreal skin? Unfortunately, this was a total fail for me. I could not find a good shade. I did wind up mixing a couple to get fairly close, but the big problem was I just couldn't get it to work for me. No matter what I did, primer, no primer, fingers, brush, sponge, it just looked cakey and makeup-y and made my skin look drier and older. I was so disappointed I didn't even do a video on it and wound up decluttering it. I will link my declutter video in the cards and in the description box below, and actually all the products I'm talking about today will be listed and linked in the description box and in a pinned comment and in the new YouTube shopping feature, which enables you to view the products while you're watching the video. Some of these links are affiliate, absolutely no pressure, but if you do choose to shop my links, I thank you. Number 9 was another disappointment, and it is the Sai Slip Tint. This is $36 for 1.35 ounces. It comes in 18 shades. I am in the shade 3, Light Medium Peach. This claims to have sheer to light coverage with a dewy finish. They aren't kidding when they say dewy. As much as I love a glow, this was way too dewy for me, almost greasy looking, and I could not build this up to anything more than very sheer coverage. And it disappeared on my skin within a couple of hours, no matter how much powder I used. So this is a bit of an unpopular opinion because many people seem to enjoy this, but for me, it was an absolute fail, and it's another one I've already decluttered. None of the rest of these products are fails. I enjoy them all for one reason or another, so again, these are very loosely ranked. In the number 8 position, we have IT Cosmetics CC Nude Glow Foundation. Unfortunately, in the chaos of moving, I can't find it right now, which is a bummer because I really wanted to try it again in the winter when my skin was extra dry, and I wanted to save it for a video comparing all the IT Cosmetics foundation products. Hopefully, I will come across it soon. This is $47. It comes in 22 shades. I am in the shade Light, which is an excellent shade match for me because it is very, very neutral. much more neutral than the original It's CC Cream Shade Light, which was a little too warm for my skin tone. This has an SPF of 40 using chemical filters, and this is the only foundation I am sharing today that does contain added fragrance. This claims to have medium coverage with a hydrating, dewy glow, which I agree with. It did look really pretty on the skin, and it lasted fairly well for such a glowy product. It was a little too glowy for my summer skin, but I was really looking forward to trying it again this winter when my skin is extra dry, so I hope I come across it soon because I would really like to test this a little further. You may notice a slight change in lighting. I ran out of natural light yesterday with these very short winter days. And interestingly enough, as much as I adore my big new apartment, I am finding filming just a little bit challenging. The huge south-facing windows sometimes let in too much natural light, and with these very high ceilings, sound can be an issue as well. So I have pillows and rugs and blankets strewn everywhere. I am working on developing a more interesting background, so please bear with me. These next two are so similar. They are almost a tie. In the number 7 position, we have the iconic London Super Smoother Blurring Skin Tint. This is $32. It comes in 18 shades. I am in the shade Light Neutral. There is the consistency. This is fragrance-free, cruelty-free, does not contain any SPF. It claims to have a long-wearing light coverage with a natural satin finish that blurs and smooths, and I do agree with those claims. It looks really pretty on the skin, is very long-lasting, and yes, I do find it blurring and smoothing. However, for some reason, I just didn't find myself reaching for it over my previous two favorites, the Wet n Wild Tinted Hydrator and the Tarte Maracuja Tinted Hydrator. But I really do need to pull this out and get some more use out of it because it is a beautiful skin tint. Next up, we have the Neutrogena Hydro Boost Hydrating Tint. Now this is not new. It's been around for ages. In fact, it won the Allure Best of Beauty several years ago. I don't know what took me so long to give this a try. This is super affordable at only $15. This is fragrance-free, oil-free, does not contain any SPF. It only comes in 10 shades. Luckily, the shade, what shade am I? N40 works well for me. Now, I'm not totally in love with the doe foot applicator, but I can make it work. It blends effortlessly with the fingers. It is so similar to the iconic London. In fact, when I did my skin tint roundup ranking video last spring, I had the Neutrogena on one side, the iconic London on the other. You really couldn't tell the difference. The main difference is I think the Neutrogena is slightly more radiant. The Neutrogena isn't quite as long lasting as the iconic London, but I did rank this one a little bit higher because it is so affordable, and I personally do prefer a slightly more radiant finish. Moving on to the top 5, and I do enjoy all these products very much. In the number 5 position, we have Merit Beauty, the Minimalist Complexion Perfecting Stick. This is a multi-use product that can be used as a concealer, a foundation, even a contour if you purchase a slightly deeper shade. This is $38. It comes in 20 shades. I am in the shade Linen, which is a very, very nice shade match for me. It glides on the skin and it blends really, really beautifully. This one took me by surprise because I'm usually not the biggest fan of stick foundations, but this glides on beautifully and it blends effortlessly. I usually do use a foundation brush with this one. This provides me with weightless, light to medium coverage with a really pretty natural satin skin-like finish. The only reason I ranked this slightly lower in the top 5 is this is the newest foundation I have tried very, very recently, and I really need to play with it some more. Also, I do find that I do need to use a glowy primer with this. It can look a little bit overly matte on my skin without a glowy primer, but I will say it is perfect with Merit's Great Skin Glowy Serum. Together, these are magic, and I love how travel friendly this is. Next up, we have bareMineral's Original Pure Serum Foundation. Now the word original in the name is a little confusing because this is bareMineral's newest foundation release. This is $44. It comes in 20 shades. I did have to blend 2 shades, shade Light Cool 2 and Light Warm 2.5. I can't find the 2.5 right now. Again, the chaos of moving. This is cruelty-free, fragrance-free, oil-free. It does offer SPF of 20 using mineral filters. This is loaded with skin-loving ingredients and claims to have a medium coverage with a radiant finish. bareMinerals does recommend giving it a really good shake, and they also recommend applying and blending with the warmth of your fingers. Comes with a pump. You can see it is on the runny side. This feels very lightweight, super hydrating. I do enjoy the light to medium coverage. However, I do find the finish to be a little bit more on the dewy side than the radiant side, which I really do enjoy. This is not the longest lasting foundation, but I can get extra wear time out of it if I use a little powder. It can creep into some of my deeper forehead lines, but I just apply it very lightly on my forehead, and a little powder does help, and it's really easy to smooth out as well. I do enjoy this. It is very, very hydrating, and I think I'm going to get a lot of use out of it this winter when my skin is extra dry. Now for the top 3, and I truly do adore all 3 of these foundations. In the number 3 position, we have the Rituel de Fille 3-drop weightless serum foundation. This is $42 for 30 mLs, but it will last a very long time because you truly only need 2 or 3 drops. This is fragrance-free, cruelty-free, SPF-free, and contains skin-loving ingredients such as organic marula and jojoba oils. The claims: only 3 drops will give you a weightless, hydrating, medium coverage with a diffuse, luminous finish, and I completely agree with those claims. This is incredibly pigmented. You do need to give it a really good shake, and it has a really unique package. You just press on the bottom here to get your 1 drop. This is incredibly pigmented, yet super silky and spreads all over the face. I tend to use only 2-ish drops because I prefer more of a light medium coverage, and 3 drops gives you a very solid high medium coverage. I was blown away by this very unique foundation. I have gotten tons of use out of it. It is one of my all-time favorite foundations. In fact, I did include it in my top 3 in every category just a couple of months ago. Love, love, love this. Coming in at number 2, we have the Hourglass Veil Hydrating Skin Tint. This is $49 for 30 mLs. It comes in 18 very flexible shades. Shade 5 Light Warm and 6 Light Cool. Both work really well for me. This is cruelty-free, fragrance-free, SPF-free, and contains lovely hydrating ingredients such as hyaluronic acid, squalane, and meadow foam seed oil. I am going to read you the claims. Hourglass states this is a lightweight, hydrating skin tint that offers an all-day healthy glow. It provides a sheer veil of coverage to diffuse imperfections, even skin tone, while hydrating, plumping, and smoothing. And I completely agree with those claims. This was love at first sight, which is no surprise because Hourglass makes gorgeous complexion products, especially for mature skin. You do need to give it a good shake. I'm going to show you the texture. Comes in a squeezy tube. This is the shade 6 Light Cool. This just feels so smoothing and silky going on the skin. It feels more like skincare than makeup. Applied and blended with my fingers, I get a really nice sheer coverage, just enough to even out the redness a little bit. I can build it up to more of a light coverage when I use a foundation brush. The finish is blurring and plumping and radiant and so pretty. And the wear time is surprisingly good for a skin tint. Having said that, one of my favorite ways to use the Hourglass is to do a little mixology. I will put some of the Hourglass on the tips of my fingers, and then I will add a scant drop of the Rituel de Fille. Mix them together to blend really well, apply and blend with my fingertips for a perfect light medium coverage with the most beautiful radiant finish. These two are absolutely stunning together, and this has been my go-to for a fast, easy, out-the-door makeup. Coming in at number 1 is the Revlon Illuminance Skin Caring Foundation. This is one of the most affordable foundations I am sharing today, running between $15 and $18 depending on the retailer. This comes in 28 shades, which is fantastic for the drugstore. I am in the shade 213 Light Natural, which is perfect for me. This is the foundation that I am wearing today. This is fragrance-free, SPF-free, and the claims are for a long-wearing medium coverage with a natural skin-like radiant finish, and I completely agree with those claims. It does come with a pump, and here is the consistency. This foundation is almost foolproof. You can apply, blend easily with your fingers, a sponge, a brush. It does offer a really nice light to medium but buildable coverage, and the finish is beautiful. Natural satin skin-like finish with just a touch of radiance, and it is very long wearing on me without any powder at all. This is one of the easiest, most foolproof foundations that I own, and I feel like it would work for all skin types. I purchased this early in 2023, and it remains one of my most reached for, most used foundations all year long. And I did include this in my top 3 in every category. This is a good one. Now, I don't try every single new foundation that comes along, so please share your favorites from 2023 so we can all learn from each other. And if you enjoyed this video, please remember to throw it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. I am getting so close to 100,000 subscribers. I'm already planning a giveaway to celebrate. And with that, have yourself a great day, a wonderful week, and I hope to see you in my next video.